Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Cookies from the Universe. So here we go. Okay, we've got everything. Everything is working and online. So welcome to Cookies from the Universe. I am Christine von Pander, and I'm currently hosting two clubs here on Clubhouse. On Monday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I have People for That is the name of the club, which talks about business and tools to help you be more efficient and effective at running your business. And this club, Cookies from the Universe, this room is set up to help people trying to navigate through the current revolution. You might be asking, what is a cookie from the universe? A cookie is a gift or a sign from the universe that lets you know you're going in the right direction. Check out my profile for all the ways to connect with me and follow me here on Clubhouse, as well as my website and so on. All the information is there. And I look forward to hearing comments and questions. And if you want to join me as a guest, please do reach out using one of those methods that I said is listed in my profile on Clubhouse here. A cookie from the universe is a gift or a sign from the universe that lets you know you're going in the right direction, that you're doing the right things. And let me tell you about the cookies I received this week, and that might help give a better understanding. And then we'll get into answering the question, how can you tell it's a cookie? So what I got this week for cookies was my best friend decided it was time for me to start online dating. And so there was some resistance from me, I have to say. There was. And so I thought, no, she's supporting me with this. So if I need any help, I'll have it. So here we go. And I went on to an online dating app and filled out my profile and did all of that stuff. And then started receiving matches of people that matched with me based on the information they put on their profiles and so forth. And quite a number of people were interested. And when I looked at their profiles, there was different things about them that were, absolute no's for me. And so, things that are kind of obvious, like they can't smoke. I don't like to be around cigarette smoke, so there's no smoking. So, those kind of things are pretty obvious. But when you get rid of all of those people, and you swipe left or whatever it is that you do on those apps, then you're left with a list of people, and the only way to really be able to tell who they are is to start talking to them, and by talking to them, I mean chatting with them through the app. So you're still safe, and they don't know who you are really, and all of that. So this last week, so I've been doing that for a couple of weeks now, I think. And so the cookie that I received this last week was that I was able to meet someone who is all of the things that I want in my partner to be. And you can say that, you can't really say that after one or two conversations. So it's just so happened that there's a comfort level there that came very quickly, and we're both chatting and talking to each other, asking questions and telling about our days and doing all of that. And it seems like this might be my person going forward. So I'm pretty excited. There's been no alarm bells going off or anything like that, nothing strange or weird. And so I'm thinking that there the cookies that I explained to you on other previous episodes, which are available to hear. You can go into Clubhouse; they are available for replay, so you can go in and hear all about those. So you'll get caught up as to where I am now in my journey, and so doing that and talking with this man and going through this process, it's kind of interesting. And I'm noticing, and we talked about it yesterday or today earlier actually, that there's actually shows on TV that have this, you don't get to meet the person right away, so that it's not based on looks alone, and it's not, so you get to find out all these things ahead of time and really narrow it down to whether you want to actually meet the person or not, right? And go on a real date with them, and all of that. So I'm really looking forward to next week. We're actually going to meet in person and have a real date, and see how everything goes from there. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I see that as a cookie because it's going through the natural progression of my life. So the first part was making the decision, to separate from my husband of a long time, and nothing wrong, nothing, he's a wonderful, wonderful human, and all of that, and we get along great, but we're just not together anymore. And so I moved into my own place, and I got all new furniture, and I did all those things, and I had everything I wanted. And the only thing that was missing was someone to share it with. So now, my life has changed significantly again, where my best friend in the whole world, needed me, and invited me to come and live with them, her and her husband. And I knew that was another cookie. So I sold everything, and I moved out of my fabulous apartment, and I moved in with them, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing for me. It's been amazing for them, and it's just such a great fit, and it's really good timing for all of us for different things that are going on in our lives. And yeah, so getting to getting to now the topic of today's actual, what's the cookies I'm talking about today. So the cookies I'm talking about today are, do you see specific items or words or numbers, um, in a regular frequency or progression? Some people see butterflies, some people get feathers, that feathers will land in front of them when they're walking up the street, uh, or any other thing that lets you know that you are protected and everything will be all right. So please do join join us here, and come and share your experiences, and what those things are for you that are, signs for you that you're on the right track and that you're doing the right things. Hi, Corey. Welcome. Um, if you want to come up on stage with me, please raise your hand and I'll bring you up. I don't want to bring anybody up that's not prepared for that, so I don't want to surprise anybody. So raise your hand and anytime, so I can bring you up on stage and we can hear from you what your item or items are, and what they specifically mean to you for your, um, what's a cookie? Yes, Corey. The beginning part of what my opening here was that a cookie is, um, sorry, I needed to take a drink of water. A cookie is a sign or a gift from the universe that lets you know you're going in the right direction, that you're doing the right things, and you're progressing along the path that is the right thing to do for you. A lot of times our gut will tell us, that something's not right, but our head overrides it and we do it anyway, and then we end up getting into some difficulty or frustration, or having to untangle ourselves from something that we decided to go ahead and do, even though our gut was telling us that we probably shouldn't have. So, what I'm talking about this evening, with everyone, is what is a sign or a symbol or an item, like numbers, words. Maybe you see a specific word or set of numbers, going by on a bus or on a a billboard or things like that, or it pops up on your computer in an ad or something. It could be words, numbers. Some people get butterflies, some people get feathers land on the street in front of them as they're walking up the street. Any other thing that lets you know that you are protected and everything will be all right. And so for me, the I have a few different cookies that I know are cookies. So I've had a number of people in my life pass away during my lifetime, and different people that are still here with me send me different messages to let me know that I'm okay and that they're watching out for me. So one of those things is my stepfather that passed away many years ago. Whenever I'm worrying or fretting a decision, or I'm not sure if I'm going the right direction, he sends me a ladybug. And it it's just so interesting, because sometimes, depending on the season of the year, of course, ladybugs aren't around all year round. So the ladybug can come in the form of an actual ladybug. And I was fretting because I had to go in for some medical tests, and I was sitting in the car due to COVID. I was sitting in the car because you couldn't come into the laboratory before 5 minutes before your appointment time. And so I was sitting in the car waiting for my time to come to go in and get my lab test done. And I was fretting about the potential outcome of that test. So as I'm sitting there in the driver's seat, looking out the windshield, a ladybug came and landed on the windshield right in front of my face. And it was interesting because I was afraid. I was a little scared. And I was watching the ladybug, and what happened was, I knew that the shell opened up in the back. It sort of split apart, and it stays hinged near the head of the ladybug. So that opened up, and I then some wings came out, and I thought, wow, that is so pretty. I've never seen that demonstrated that close up before. So I thought that was really cool. And then, as I was understanding that this is a message for me, that everything's going to be okay and not to worry and not to be fretting about it, and I let out a big sigh of relief, and I had a huge smile on my face, and I started laughing. And then I've never seen this before, but then the ladybug opened up another whole extension of wings. And so it was magical watching it. And it sat there for a minute to make sure that I saw it. And then it started flapping the wings in the back, the very extended ones, and then it lifted off and did a circle around in front of me and then flew away. So having these kinds of signs and symbols that are pretty specific, and having them so that you know what they mean to you and what you need in that moment. What else and who else? um oh no. Oh, there we go. Sorry, it looked like I had gotten kicked out. So yeah, so another item that I have that comes up quite regularly is seeing eagles. So of course, where I live, there's bald eagles, and there's peregrine falcons, and a number of other great hunting birds. But when I see the eagles, it's so magical. When I was in the apartment, I was up on the 20th floor. And so when there was a mated pair of eagles that would come by, but they didn't come by all the time. But when they did come by, it was when I was thinking about something and I was unsure of which way to go or what to do. And the when they came by, she would come by first, and then he would come by right after. And they were so close to the window, I could see the light of the sun through their feathers as they were flying by me. and it was just the most beautiful thing ever. And again, I'd get this, my I would smile so large and so happy, and my heart would just feel like it got bigger and happier, and I knew what I needed to do at that point. Another place that I lived before, there was an oak tree that I thought was pretty. I thought maybe it was diseased or something because it was pretty scraggly and it had all kinds of moss on it and everything. But it was still going strong. And I'd be sitting in my office, and the tree was outside my office window. So I was sitting in my office, and I would have all types of critters come and chat with me outside the window. So um, I would get when I was going strong, and being busy and getting all kinds of work done and everything, and then I would get a squirrel that would come up, and he'd scamper up the tree, and he'd sit on the branch, and he'd look at me, and then he'd start, I don't know what else to call it, but chirping. I know birds chirp, but the squirrel was like nattering at me. And it was like, okay, now you need to go outside. You need to go for a walk. You need to you need to get away from your desk. You've been working too many hours in a row. And so he wouldn't leave until I left my desk. So I knew exactly why he was there. And then I had there's the most beautiful. We have multiple types of woodpeckers in our area here, and so there's the ones that are kind of the woody woodpecker with the little red crest on its head. And he would come and he'd sit, and he didn't make noise by speaking or nattering. He would tap on the tree, and he would do that. And then I needed, at that point, it's like when he came, it was to distract me from whatever I was doing, because whatever I was doing wasn't necessary to be done, or I was using one task to procrastinating on doing another task that I really should have been doing. So that was really fun. Um, Another one was a blue jay. So again, the blue jay, they all came and landed on the same spot in the tree too, because it was the perfect branch to just sit on and hang out. And he would come and he would start nattering at me, and um, the only thing that I can think of that he was there for was just again to get me to stop and calm down when I was super, revved up about something, either positively or negatively, revving a little high, getting a little emotional about something. And he would just sit there and squawk at me, and he wouldn't leave until I was, laughing pretty much. So that was that one. And then new neighbors moved in down the street, and they have this beautiful, huge, what are they called now? Um, no, ragdoll, not a ragdoll. No. Oh, what is it called? They look like a Himalayan and a Siamese kind of mixed together, but their fur is super, super thick and long. So you can imagine this beautiful cat walking along. Well, I couldn't see when it was walking along the railing, but it came up the tree one day, and he got up there and he looked in the window, and he saw me and I saw him, and it was almost like the Cheshire cat in the tree from Alice in Wonderland. We both looked at each other, and then he kind of put his head down, gave a sigh, and then, okay, well, there's nothing else up here, so I'm going to go now. And then he left. He only came back a couple more times after that, because I think he was a little bit big to be climbing that skinny of a tree, Um, yeah. So anyway, the so I'd love to hear from you guys, what it is that you see, what comes up for you. Um, you know, Anything like that. And how you can tell that it's a cookie. How can you tell that it's a gift for you from the universe, or from any of your people in your world that have passed on, sending you messages, and letting you know that you're doing the right thing and going the right direction, and making the right changes that you need to do to keep going in this life. So I'd love to hear about that from all of you. The other thing I'd like to hear is from people that have they are not available at the time that I record live, but they are listening at a different time. I would love to connect with you um, by going to my profile, and then seeing my website, and my Instagram is there, so you can absolutely send me an instant message through Instagram, and I will return your messages, and I will definitely watch for you on the show, and bring you up on stage and give you a chance to share with us what it is that you have that are cookies from the universe. There are also some other recordings from previous shows. Please do feel free to go and listen to them, and catch yourself up on what it is that we're doing here. And let's make this a wonderful, supportive community that everyone can come and share. And next week we'll start the learning lessons, and how we can all help and support each other in doing the things that we need to do to be able to make it successfully through the other side of this revolution that's going on right now in the world. There's a revolution going on with humans on the planet, as well as the planet itself is making some major changes, and how it acts and reacts to um, us humans being here and taking up all of our space on here and doing the things that we do. So, what else can we do, and who can I help support you by having on the show? If you've got any suggestions or recommendations for people that you think would be a good fit, someone that you know that is really doing well in navigating all of the new changes in the world, and being able to be successful even though there's all of these things happening. And we can talk to them and ask them to share with us how it is that they're doing what they're doing, and making life not only surviving but thriving in with all of this massive amounts of change that are happening right now. So, with that said, I'm going to sign off for today, and I look forward to hearing from you, whether it be through Instagram or on the website. And I will be here next Thursday at the same time, and we're going to start talking about tools and tips and things to help everyone be more successful at navigating with all of the change that's happening. I wish you all well. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And I'll see you or talk to you next Thursday night. Bye for now.